인도 해운 산업 현황과 비전 진출 전략에 관해서 ABG 쉽야드 리미티드의 대표이신 사이에드 압디 대표께서 발표해 주시겠습니다.
His Excellency Vishnu Prasad, Ambassador of India, Mr. Chang, Secretary General of ICCK, Mr. Lee, Vice Chairman and CEO of FKI, Mr. Rawat, Deputy Chief of Mission, Embassy of India and his team, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome and thank you for your participation in this roadshow of Vibrant Gujarat. My name is Syed Abdi. I am the MD and Chief Executive Officer of ABG Shipyard, which is one of the largest private sector shipyards in India. Since our inception in 1985, we have delivered 166 vessels of highly complex and specialized vessels like national oceanographic vessels, anchor handlers and subsea support vessels. Indian shipyards and even ABG in particular have a long relationship with Korea. We have been importing various shipbuilding components, for example, accommodation panels and machinery from our partners in Korea. I would like to start with India, which, as you all know, is one of the biggest democracies in the world, with over 1 billion people, 1.25 to be precise, from 29 states, speaking 387 different languages, believing in 8 main religions, and following more than 55 major political parties. An introduction to the Indian maritime sector, which I'm sure quite a few of you are already familiar with. India has a large coastline of over 7,500 kilometers and 6 national inland waterways. This is one area of potential business where the national inland waterways are being made navigable for inland transport and cargo. The geographical location of India is in the path of business, world business, and quite conducive. The fleet size of India as of 1st April this year was 1,178 vessels, which comprises of 10.3 million gross tons. Given the worldwide acceptance of Indian seafarers, which are manning various fleets all over the world of various countries under various flags, as being efficient and cost-effective, the country has positioned itself as a major manpower supplying nation. India's share of maritime manpower is around 100,000 active officers and crew, comprising an estimated 6% of the total seafarers. India has about 130 maritime training institutes, some of them with state-of-the-art facilities, which produce over 11,000 seafarers, comprising officers and ratings annually. Another area of interest with Korea is the setting up of the Indian Maritime University, and we are looking for active participation with countries like Korea. The national policies for maritime sector, the Government of India has identified capacity augmentation increase in all the major ports at 30% higher than forecasted traffic. development of non-major ports, rationalization of manpower, improvement of competition and transparency in port services, speedy implementation of railroad connectivity, development of inland waterways, which I again would like to stress is a big area where the rivers have to be dredged and made navigable, because inland transportation is the most economical and eco-friendly compared to rail or road. The Maritime Administration of India is in 4 tiers, starting with the Parliament, then is the Ministry of Shipping, Director General of Shipping, and the Mercantile Marine Departments. How do we administer and coordinate maritime activities in the country? These are the various structures which is robust and well matures. For example, we have the Director General of Shipping, Marine Mercantile Department, Coast Guard, to name a few. The institutional map of India is in 3 levels. We have the central government or the federal government, next we have the state, and after that we have the local councils. Moving on to the shipbuilding industry in India, out of 28 shipyards, basically 2 are under the Ministry of Shipping, 4 under the Ministry of Defense, which are the public sector undertaking shipyards, 2 are under the control of state governments, and the rest are the private shipyards. The largest private shipyards are ABG, Bharati, L&T, which is Larsen & Toubro, and Pipavav. Moving on to the shipbuilding industries, Gujarat basically boasts of 60% of the Indian shipbuilding order book, which is substantial. 10 shipbuilding yards are already operational with the capacity of 1.1 million deadweight tonnage, and 9 shipbuilding yards have been approved by Government of Gujarat and the Gujarat Maritime Board. These are at various stages of implementation. Also, Gujarat is targeting a capacity of building up to 3 million tons deadweight per year, thus maintaining its existing share of expected national market in shipbuilding, which is 5 million tons. We have listed out the various favorable parameters, and also we have the policies for shipbuilding and ports by the Gujarat maritime sector. If people are interested, whoever is interested, we can pass you on those thumb drives where all the various policies are listed. Not to mention the supportive role of government to promote and facilitate the shipbuilding industry. These are the existing shipyards, the major ones located in Gujarat, and the number of ships built in Gujarat in the last decade is 124. Looking at opportunities, it is important to note that only 8% of the Indian export and import trade is carried out on Indian flagships, the Indian registered ships. Rest are all foreign. Out of this 8%, the ships built by India is negligible. The Indian share of new shipbuilding is only 0.04% of world orders. So we see there is a big opportunity there, especially with the defense orders, the inland waterways which are coming up, and also to mention that there are approximately 40 rigs, drilling rigs, operating on the west coast of India, and there is a big opportunity for this rigs refurbishment which happens every 5 years. The shipbuilding policy of Gujarat 2010 and the setting up of marine shipbuilding parks. The shipbuilding policy 2010 of Gujarat intends to maintain share of 60%, as we said earlier, of new building, and Gujarat is strongly emerging as a new shipbuilding destination in South Asia. The identified locations for the marine shipbuilding parks are also mentioned here. We have, with the new government, very concrete proposals for boosting the Indian shipbuilding sector. To name a few: Shipbuilding Skill Development Center, Ship Technology, jetties and quays to cater to the needs of the marine shipbuilding parks, and engineering and college polytechnics. Continuing with the incentives, the government is also looking at facilitating raising of external commercial borrowings for working capital and term loans, and giving the benefits stroke status of the infrastructure status. The idea of setting up a maritime university in Gujarat is to serve the maritime community as the institution for high-level maritime education and research in Gujarat. The university shall promote highest practical standards in maritime transportation, policy and administration, management, safety, security, environment protection. This is another area of common interest with Korea, with the knowledge share in setting up this university. The present status for the university is that the appointment of the consultant shall be carried out soon for preparing the project report for establishing this university, and the Gujarat Maritime Board is in discussion with reputed overseas universities for the possible tie-up for this maritime university. For additional information, we have listed out the various websites, and as I said, we also have the policies thumb drive, which we'll share with you. In closing, I would like to quote a line from this year's Nobel Peace Prize winner, Mr. Satyarthi, who mentioned that India has hundreds of problems and millions of solutions. Thank you.